Jesus. You guys make this so difficult for me sometimes.
You were the one that's supposed to be starting there, right?
You know what? Okay.
At least tell me how you introduce it first.
All right, so
I was just about to do the introduction. I'm Tay.
And I'm Tay.
And today we have with us
Taya.
And this is Time Off with Pay. Done. Simple. Why do you guys make this so difficult for me?
Because I got a question that I don't know.
Okay, tell me. What's your question?
That was part of my question. Like, how do you start it off, and then from then on, who actually begins the conversation?
Okay,
and where can I actually jump into this? 'Cause I don't have my own list.
Okay, so usually I do the introduction, and he follows up with it. And then we just jump right into what we're going to do today. And I guess we should probably go over what happened to all those videos we had. I should cue the sad music.
Yeah.
Okay, we lost a lot of videos.
Yes, we did.
Shaw had originally recorded 6, but then
they're gone. Like, terrible, terrible mistake. I blame myself.
Okay.
Film Z's gone?
Yup.
Dang.
Everything is gone.
Okay.
Well, Road to Ninja's still there.
Oh, I screwed up. I meant Road to Ninja.
Yeah, Road to Ninja.
I'm sorry, they both came out around the same time, and they were both so terrible. I kind of just.
Z came out.
Well, yeah.
No,
Wait, no. Road to Ninja came out first.
No, Z came out, but it came out in the wrong.
You know, we're babbling. We're starting to babble. So let's just jump right into it.
Babble. Don't let us get A up in here.
I don't even get that reference.
It's your own story.
What?
Oh.
What?
Oh.
Fan is a writer.
Oh.
Fan.
Right. So,
Fan is a
it's
writer.
my own story. I haven't touched that story in months. Like,
I know how. I understand how you feel because I got the same situation, but at least I should remember what I wrote.
I have been working on like trails for the longest time. That's the only thing in my mind right now. I can't have time to go back to every single story.
Okay, fine.
And okay, now we got distracted again.
Let me ask you a second question.
What?
I'm trying to make this as painless as possible. Second question. Okay, so you're gonna do the list, and you're gonna do Bakuna. Is that all you're gonna cover?
If we have time, we'll do more. Okay. So today, me and Tay here.
Wait a minute, hold up.
What?
This is the actual recording right now?
Yes.
Can we restart this entire thing?
No.
This is just straight up terrible.
I'm gonna cut it out. It's the power of video editing.
Okay, fine.
Anyways, today we're gonna go over our top 10 favorite series, anime/manga.
Yes.
Okay.
But before we do, we just want to point out something we made a consensus about before.
The number 1 series of
Period.
all time
No exception.
is Dragon Ball Z. No exception.
No exception.
What?
No argument.
It's done. So in lieu of number 1 on our list, which would be Dragon Ball Z.
We're just not including it.
Yeah, we're not including it. So just everything. Technically, this is the top 11.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically. All right. So you look like you're dying to say something. Like what? What?
It was pertaining to Dragon Ball Z, and it was based on whether it was the original or any kind of abridged version. Abridged probably wouldn't be the right word for it.
What do you mean abridged? You talk about
No, not the ones that we saw. Like based on that, I meant based on Dragon Ball Z, Z Kai, and any other kind of version.
No, it's just Dragon Ball. The original Dragon Ball Z. I'm talking about Son Goku. I'm talking about Vegeta. I'm talking about Nappa. I'm talking about Raditz. I'm about to preach it to you. I'm about to tell you the holy gospel. That is the Dragon Ball Z universe. That is the Super Kamehameha. That is Super Saiyan 3. That is Super Saiyan 2. That is Super Saiyan 1. What?
Not as far back as when Kamehameha was first came out, but
Oh, no. I'm talking about Dragon Ball Z.
so
Talking about the Z fighters.
Back when everybody could do this.
Yep.
All right.
All right.
Okay. So then,
So, you want to start off?
I'll start off with my number 10.
Yes.
A series probably not as well known. It's called Majin Tensei Nogami no Nero. Aye. And do you want to know the English definition of that?
What?
It's called Demonic Detective Nogami Nero.
Demonic Detective.
All right. So this series is written by, let me see if I can pronounce this name without, Matsui Yusei, I think that's the name. And he's the writer of this of a very popular series right now, Assassination Classroom.
Ah.
Oh.
Okay. So, and Nogami no Nero is a long series, about 202 chapters. It's like a detective series, much
Right.
like Case Closed and all that. But instead of that, it actually has a plot.
True, 'cause Case Closed is just every other episode is just a different kind of scene.
It's a moving series. They use the mysteries to move the story along, and it had an anime adaptation, but The anime adaptation really did terrible towards the end. At least they were able to introduce some of the characters, but it was. Anyways, the series is great mainly because the main character Nero is like such a sadistic asshole.
Oh yeah.
Oh, this I gotta hear.
He is like.
How big of one is he?
He's such a terrible person. Like, I mean, no, he's not a person. He's a demon from hell, and this is his whole reason for existing. He eats mysteries. So when he solves a mystery, he eats it, and that's how he feeds himself.
Nom nom.
So, and the thing is, he went from hell, where he was a famous detective, and came to Earth to solve our mysteries, because apparently human mysteries are a lot more delicious than hell mysteries. Yeah, I know. He said basically his explanation is humans always have more malice behind their actions than demons, and I was like,
see, that's sad when a demon says that humans are more evil.
But this is what makes the series so funny. Nero, when he comes up to Earth, loses like half of his powers. He's also very weak, and
that happens a lot.
Yeah, and since he's also from hell, he can't really survive on Earth because it lacks miasma that he needs to breathe. So basically, the running joke sometimes is that he is sacrificing his own health just so he can eat good food, which is the equivalent of somebody going underwater to eat a clam.
The contradiction here is that he says there's more malice on Earth, but then there's no miasma, so how are you going to live?
He chooses to eat good food over his own health, is basically what Nero is. And he also takes on a human partner, which is also a glutton, and he treats her like shit. Like literally tying her up, using her for a human shield. He does the worst things possible to this world.
So does she not have any malice that he can
No, she's just she uses her as his human. He acts like he's her apprentice, but like behind the scene, he's the one actually solving all the cases.
Basically, that definitely is like case closed.
It is like case closed, but except Nero has these demonic tools that he uses to solve his mysteries, which is really cool.
Demonic tools?
Yeah, the 7 tools of the demon world. 777 tools of the demon world, which I guess is supposed to be a take on the 666.
Except luckier.
Yeah, luckier.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
So what, if it was 666, did you bring him bad luck?
I don't know. Apparently he's
a demon. That should be the opposite.
No, he's not just any demon. Apparently he's somebody who's supposed to be able to rival the demon emperor. I don't know. The show's pretty cool. It gets deeper into the stuff, and I showed Tay here a little clip of the villain towards the end, which is like one of the sickest villains I've ever seen.
Seriously.
Oh, really?
Yes, and his name happens to be Six, as in Sicks. Six.
See?
Yeah. Okay. So that's my number 10.
Alright, my number 10 is a series called Bakemonogatari. It's basically, though these two here have a problem with it.
A big one.
Yes.
It's stupid. It has no plot.
Shut up.
I don't really.
It's actually
I'm
based
not gonna
off
step
of,
on your toes. Go ahead.
It's based on a light novel, so the anime doesn't actually capture everything that goes on. But, all in all, it uses a bunch of good puns on Japanese language. It uses a bunch of good creatures from mythology and whatnot.
That's another thing. It does a little too much punning in that thing.
Well, I guess it depends on what your definition of too much is.
Too much is
Every 5 minutes?
No, every other sentence.
Anyway.
Walk down the street and meet a little girl. You make a pun about her being on a pole and a pun with a dog on the floor. How does that even work? How is that supposed to be funny?
It's not funny. It's just like, I don't want to say it's clever, but like it's just some. You'll just go, oh, but why did you fucking say that?
Shut up. It's my top 10.
Okay.
It should be deleted.
But yeah. So basically, it's just a series about a guy who goes around and helping the people around him who happen to all be women, not a harem.
Yes, it is.
That's another thing. That's another thing.
Is.
How do you go around in this kind of thing and not have a harem?
Hey.
It was built to have a harem. It's because he's so stupid and it doesn't make sense that he doesn't have one.
I hate that little, I'm so oblivious to love main character. Like, that does, nobody is that stupid.
Don't play with
Go ahead. I'm interrupting you. Go ahead.
Like I said, it's a good series, a lot of good action scenes. And it's a pretty good series as in terms of the language and how they apply the Japanese mythology to what they do. So that's why it's number 10.
Japanese mythology?
Yes, Japanese mythology.
Being?
Oh, so the vampire originated in Japan is what you're
That
telling
is not
me.
what I'm referring to.
Oh,
not
sorry.
the vampire part.
You're referring to the so-called I'm in love with you, but I'm a vampire slayer in the other episode. You're talking about.
That is not mythology either.
Okay, so yeah.
All right, so on to number 9.
Yeah, so my number 9 is Siren, spelled P-S-Y-R-E-N, Siren. Get it? Get it?
We get it.
Get it?
Yes, we get it.
It's like, no. Siren is a cool series. It was made in 2007, and has a 145 chapters completed series. But it did have a rushed ending, which I did not mind. Usually when something has a rushed ending, I'm really pissed. But Siren had
about rushed ending,
like I mean, the bad guy got defeated in like 2 chapters, with like a couple of twists thrown in there.
How many chapters was he introduced?
No, he was introduced like very early on, but like when it came time for the final battle, that whole took place in like I think about 10 chapters. It was really short. Like they had twists, good guys turning bad, bad guys turning good. It was like, and they really rushed it, but it wasn't that bad because Siren has an interesting, what do you call it, a premise? Yeah, the interesting premise is like this guy goes into another world where like these monsters and everything have been taken over, and like they don't really know what it is until a while later when they learn like that world is actually the future. And every time they travel into that future, they're trying to see a clue to see what led up to that kind of future. So they come back in time and try to fix whatever went wrong. But at first, it's like just simple humans going through time. Later on, it turns out that if you stay too long in the future world, you get exposed to some kind of chemical or something that turns you into a psychic. And it sounds silly. But these are like not your regular type of psychics. They're not like your lift up boxes, read mind psychics. They're like superhero psychics. They are. I mean, it's like they can move super fast. They can like punch a building down and turn it into rubble.
Like
they can
ESP
absorb
or
light.
psychic?
They can do a lot of things. They have multiple powers.
That's what I'm asking. This is like an ESP kind of thing. Because in all kind of Japanese anime, when you are ESP, you have more than just one kind of power. More than just I can see the future psychic.
Yeah. They have a lot of things. They have this. They call something called Rise, which is basically when they increase all their physical attributes, and like everybody can do it. So basically, when you go into the future enough times, you become a superhero. Which I don't know why you would not want to be there like 24/7, except it is overrun by these monsters that are terrible monsters.
So what? When you get to be a superhero, you decide did that change the future because monsters build up too?
It's actually a good mystery too, because trying to figure out what led up to that future and like how they're connected is it really interesting. But I don't want to go into any more into that because it may get into spoiler territory. But my number 9, Siren.
Number 9 for me. Y'all gonna have a problem with this. My number 9 is Naruto.
I'm gonna beat your fucking ass.
Sit back down.
Shucks, my
Speak
number
your
9.
piece.
My number 9 is Naruto's a good series.
Which Naruto?
Naruto, the anime and the manga in general are both
I
good.
meant Naruto or Naruto Shippuden?
They're both about.
Just say it. You're
It's
talking about the
I'm
whole
talking
series.
about the whole series.
Okay.
Yes, the whole series as a whole. It's just a continuation. But anyway,
Something wrong with you.
the thing about Naruto, well, apart from the anime being like filling up with craptastic fillers that last for over a year.
Let it go.
Apart from that,
Let it go.
Apart from that,
I agree with you. The fillers are extra for no reason, and it's not just backstories. It's also stories that have nothing to do with the main story. You know.
You guys really gotta learn to let fillers go.
I can't help it because in the Shippuden there was about 10 episode filler that had to do with the whole different power series of Naruto.
no filler gets mercy.
And it had
from me.
nothing to do with the war that they were having.
No fillers. Period.
Well, continue on why your decision is so terrible.
The characters, even the main characters, all the characters, they are all just typical to me. You have your typical hero. You have your typical.
Is the word you're
enemy.
looking for
Typical hero.
generic?
Generic.
Are you trying to say
How was
they're
Naruto
generic?
How was Naruto a typical hero?
I'm gonna go out and do the right thing.
Yes,
No matter
after he-
what, I'm going to do the right thing, and that's the only reason why. That is
What
the
are you
only
talking
reason
about?
why.
Dude,
That is
What?
not the only reason he does that.
you're saying his only reason is because he's doing the right thing? I don't
That's
know.
What
the
other
issue
reason-
with
If
Naruto.
somebody came in and blew up my house, I may be a little pissed.
If
Yes.
somebody came in and killed my
So?
parents on my birthday and destroyed my village and had me hated for something I knew nothing about for the first 12 years of my life.
Which,
I
okay,
think
on a
I'd be little
side
sad
note,
too.
I think the first person Naruto should have probably beat the ass of was the third Hokage because there was no reason for him to keep that a secret. Just saying.
I think he should have released an announcement Fox and everybody that looked at him that way because they all knew and looked at him like he was the devil.
Okay, anyways, you're wrong.
You're wrong.
And then they took
You're
away,
wrong.
They took
Y'all
away
are
his
wrong.
childhood.
You're wrong.
Shut up. I'm right.
They took away
No.
his childhood and everything. Didn't let no kids play with him. He had no family. Even when he found family, he lost that too.
Hey, anything else you want to say about why you're wrong?
Shut up, Yusuf. I mean, shut up, dude. Shut up, Tay.
Anyways, We're moving on to number 8.
Number 8.
My number 8 is a little series that's not on the level of these other series, but it makes me laugh. And that's enough. It's Sora no Otoshimo. Shimono. Sora no Otoshimo.
Oh.
And you guys...
You are a pervert.
I am not a pervert.
Wait, please tell me, what is this about?
You may have seen it. It's the show with the big titty girl with pink wings.
Is she an angel?
Yeah.
Pervert.
Is she the only angel?
No. There are others. You've seen it. Like, there's one
Is there
with...
a dude in there?
Yeah, there's Tomoki Sakurai. Like, one of my favorite characters ever. This series is not... I'm not a pervert. Shut up. This series is hilarious.
Anybody who thinks he's a pervert for watching this, go look at it and then comment back and say he a pervert.
I'm not a pervert. Just because there happens to be big, like, I mean, just like inhumanly sized.
Like G cup size you go for, man? Like so big you don't know how you gotta custom make shirts?
Okay. Ignoring all the perverseness, this series is hilarious. Because the main character, Tomoki Sakurai, is like an unapologetic pervert. That's why it is hilarious. Because this guy is like human scum. He is trash.
So he goes out his way to be dirty?
Yeah, and like he doesn't apologize for it. Even when he gets caught, sometimes he gets empowered to be even more of a pervert.
I know somebody like that.
So he's hilarious. And like and it runs in his family. He even has like
what? How do you get married from that?
His ghost grandfather comes back to always tell him how to be more of a pervert. Like even his mother is like just terrible.
So what about his father?
His father, no. It runs in his family bloodline. So his father is serious, but like his mother is like a pervert.
His father was a closet pervert for marrying her.
No. His father beat his mother's ass on multiple occasions.
What?
It's hilarious.
No.
This series is hilarious. Trust me, because the mother even likes guys and girls. So it's they're just wrong. Okay.
It's the kind of situation where you say. This is just
okay, but on the flip side, it's not just a comedy. They have like real, genuine, serious moments that show you why these characters are like still likable. Even though I called Tomoki scum, that guy's actually a great person because the angeloids come to him. That's what they call the ones with wings. They come to him, they serve him as they're his servants.
Do they have collars?
They have chains.
Kinky.
Okay, no.
You would think so.
No.
You would think so.
But they come from a place called Synapse. This is like this place in the sky where they're being ruled by this evil douchebag. And anyways, it has genuine serious moments, genuine good moments, and it's really funny. I like that. It's able to balance comedy and like drama really well without like one overtaking the other or without it seeming like random. So that's my number 8.
All right.
Now you better not be wrong again.
No. I'm right. So, whatever. Anyway, my number 8 is actually from the brother of the creator of Naruto. My number 8 is actually Satan 666.
Oh.
Which all in all is a great series on its own. Well, you can tell where the brothers drew their parallels from wherever they got their ideas from.
So many comparisons you can make in those two series.
So many comparisons.
Yeah.
But even as a completed series, and even though it's chapters shorter than his brother's work, the author did extremely well with it. Like, you could take out bits and you get things you get things you wouldn't have gotten from Masashi. Is that it, Masashi?
Yeah, the creator of Naruto.
Right. Like,
there are no ninjas.
Well, that's not a problem. It's just
I never said it was a problem.
It's just there's so much more action. The plot's a little more condensed, so there's a lot more going on in a shorter period of time.
There's more character development. I have to admit that.
Right. The only upsetting part about this series will be the ending, and even then, that doesn't even kill it.
True.
It really doesn't, but the ending is kind of.
It's upsetting.
It is, man. Rushed endings are never good.
Right, but you get excited as you read the series.
It's the kind of ending where you can see that he kind of ran out of ideas.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe if he had more time, that could have worked better. But anyways.
Yes, number 7.
Number 7. My number 7 is The Home Tutor Reborn. Hitman Reborn.
Very low on the list.
What? No, I think it's perfectly on the list. Number 7?
I'd say.
Because, okay, here's the thing about Hitman Reborn. I don't think I have to go too much into Hitman Reborn. People know what Hitman Reborn is.
Should.
See, Hitman Reborn is it started out as a gag series, and you can tell.
Right.
The author probably had no intention of turning it into what it turned out to be.
Right.
So when it ended, it returned back to its gaggish ways, which I did not particularly like that.
No consistency
Really?
with that.
No,
It just kind of changed on its own genre.
Yeah, and
like
like
that.
through the end, like at the end, I was like, I understand why you may choose to go back and just be a little bit more lighthearted, but like after the levels of fucked up things you showed me along the way, you can't just say, "Oh, this high school kid that's probably not even 16 yet is completely normal. He's okay. He's just gonna deal with his everyday life, no matter what type of crap."
Yeah,
he's been
there is
through.
some mental trauma in there somewhere.
There should be a lot.
a lot of trauma in there.
Yeah.
I can't believe that this kid is like just perfectly fine. I can't.
I don't care what you go through in life, but there's no possible way you can just bounce back.
I
on
mean,
this and
you admit
go to school like
you-
everything just okay.
he goes into the mafia world, and even though they start out as a joke, no, they show you
Yeah.
like, yeah, this is the mafia world, and not this isn't cool, man. I don't know why he's okay with this. I mean, when they go into the future, all this stuff that happens, there's
The future stuff. The story gets darker as it progresses. Actually,
and then at the end just tries to take a light tone, which I can't accept.
I mean, it starts
No.
where it ended.
I mean, but still, that's why it's still on the
Too
list.
much.
You still realize this is my top 10 favorites list, and it did make it. But like, the only reason it's this low on the list is because of the turn.
Well,
It's one thing when it gets dark and you try to make it a little bit more light by giving it a happy ending.
But like, you just can't say everybody and every single thing is gonna be okay. You can't just say that.
yeah, that is
Shows
true.
the realism of what it was actually.
So yeah, your turn.
All right, my number 7 is, and I know y'all are gonna have something smart to say about this. It's
Especially me.
Toriko. Shut up. Shut
That
up,
is
Tay.
Tay's hyena laugh.
Oh,
You may hear it again.
what?
Now.
I don't have a hyena laugh.
That's
Here
what
is
that was.
why. It is not because
There it is again.
there is food that just sprouts out of the ground.
No, see, this is because Tay is kind of fat,
and you can
he likes
no.
food.
Shut up.
and all he ever does is use his money on food.
Here's the thing. Here is why I like Toriko.
Eating donuts as we speak.
Shut up. Y'all are too. Anyway,
We stopped. Some
the
people
reason
still
I
eating only
enjoy
5 donuts.
Toriko is because of the size of the world. They have spent a crap load of the story in the safest part of the world, and even then that's all jacked up. They've gone outside of the known human world on one occasion,
To the gourmet world.
which lasts about 2 chapters in the manga, 1 in the anime. And you could tell the main character is about to die in like 3 seconds every turn he makes. So I'm interested in seeing how much further they have to progress before they can finally expand on this story. And you can tell that it's not going to end anytime soon before things get even more interesting.
I'm interested in how they decide to classify their food. Because you know some food is easy, some food you just pick. Other food you have to prepare it specially. Other food you have to go and fight monsters that can kill you. And the capture level is very interesting. Capture level 1, you need about 10 people to do something. And the higher the capture level is how much you double the amount.
Right.
Notice I held my tongue.
Bitch,
I
your
didn't
tongue.
say anything because my number 6 on the list. Because I know you're gonna have something smart to say about this.
All right.
The number 6 on my list is One Piece.
Up yours. Die.
No hesitation on that one. Why?
One Piece has ADHD.
Screw you.
It really does.
Did
Like-
it get less for you?
Like, I mean, it is like the most distracted series I've ever. Not to
The
say
main
it's not
character
good.
is distracted with
I
everything
know,
he
that's
does.
what I'm saying. Like, but not to say the series is not good. The series is great. It's on the list. You don't forget that it's on the list. But just randomness that they do. Like, the way each arc starts is always so annoying. Like, even though it may end on a high note, it's always so annoying. Like, just a random event that leads them to be there, and just like how it's so distracting from what they were probably doing in the, what they
But
were doing in the
Don't
beginning.
forget what they're trying to do, though. They're on the ocean, following a compass that can lead you to any random island.
I know, but like I'm talking about the whole, what's it called, Thriller Bark arc. I mean, though Brooke is like my favorite crewmate, and I
Because he
like
has
that.
no eyes and he sings.
No,
it.
Brooke is just awesome. I love his story was great. But
Brooke's
like
a pervert.
the way it began, I was like,
His
"Ugh,
story
this
has to
is
do with a
so
whale. It's so
boring.
random.
Be quiet.
It is so boring. I mean, like the way it started, but like then you watch and like, oh, your excited levels go up, and like you're like, by the end, you're like, oh wow, this was great. But like, if only it didn't start out like such a dull. It's so distracted.
I'd be more insulted if it weren't on the list, so I'll bite my tongue for now.
I mean, I get what I'm
Hold
saying.
your tongue. You bite your tongue, you die.
Anyways,
What's wrong with you?
I will do both.
what I'm saying
Stupid.
is, One Piece had its great moments. It had the impale down, had the white beard arc, had a lot of great moments, but like in between are a lot of boring and throwaway moments. It's like having a big piece of steak, but you have to cut out a lot of fat.
See, no, I like a certain part about it, like how every fight they have, they get stronger. It reminds me a little bit of how the Saiyans and all kinds of Dragon Ball Z, every fight they come from, they
Of course,
bounce back
every
and get
anime is
stronger.
Dragon Ball Z.
That's why it's not on this
No.
list.
Exactly. I mean, that's like,
I'm referring to how Luffy doesn't train, but he comes back stronger just by feelings.
you know,
Zoro
most
training
people
every
would
day.
call that bullshit. Anyways, what's your number 6?
My number 6 is actually the original Dragon Ball. Now, when the story first began, like we all know, it's based on the Chinese story Journey to the West, and it actually sticks
No, it doesn't.
moderately close to the story in the beginning. But I say the reason I like it is because 2 reasons. It focuses on humor more than I think Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball GT did during their stories.
That's because it's about Goku.
I
As
know.
a kid. Come on.
Come on now. Kids do nothing but have fun and laugh. Goku
And the-
himself is kind of insane in the membrane out here, so
Oh my
you can
goodness.
expect him to
Did
be.
you really just
Yeah.
do the insane in the membrane then?
It was the first thing that popped into my head. I
Oh,
won't call him
geez.
outright crazy
Well,
because
this
he's
is Top
really
of the Dome
crazy.
Productions. But anyway, the other reason I like it is because it actually centers mostly on the martial arts. Because as the series progresses, you can tell it just goes to energy blasts and explosions. I like how in the original you could go at least 10 minutes without getting some sort of energy attack.
because he was too little to know how
Sure.
to use it.
No,
But I like it
no,
better
that
that
was
way.
cool.
Yeah,
that
I
was
like
a
it
lot
better
cool.
that way.
'Cause,
So was it better the fact that he couldn't fly?
no, it made for more interesting fights because they were more.
Because he could actually die without his pole or his cloud?
It was actually a lot more interesting that
Yeah.
way. I liked it.
Until every character became god powered and could just blow crap up.
True, I'll admit that because after
I will destroy the planets with my pinky. Anyways, number 5, and here's where I'm gonna cheat on this list because it's gonna be a tie. See, previously we did this list before,
Yeah.
and that was one of the videos that got lost.
Yeah.
So when I went back to do this video, some things got moved around. So number 5 on this list is Claymore / Death Note.
very uncommon anime.
Claymore.
Very uncommon, and like I just don't know why I'm looking at you, just refuse to read it
First
What,
chapter
Claymore?
or watch
pissed
it.
me off.
Why?
Boring.
It's because it's just full of girls and they're
No,
not getting
it's 'cause it's
undressed and there's
boring
no
as
food.
crap.
Because you're a pervert, that's why.
No!
Exactly.
You can't watch strong female leads actually be strong
That's
female
not a
leads without
problem.
being
Yes, it
sexualized.
It's just boring to me.
How
What
is
is
it boring?
They're
There are
fighting.
demons being
They're
cut
bad
down by
demons.
giant swords.
And it's not just girls in there, it's guys in there too. They're
It
just
has
about
nothing
as
to
strong.
do with the girl.
Come on now, there
So
are
what's your
3
problem?
specific
My
abysmal
problem
ones
is
who are stronger
it
than
could not,
anything.
in one chapter, you have to be hooked in a story by the first chapter. And here's what I got from that first
So
chapter.
why do you like that
Strong
then?
organization, zombie apocalypse. That's what I got.
Bullshit.
What zombie?
What? That's
What
not
kind
even
of-
close to a zombie
are no
apocalypse
zombies
scenario.
in here.
Zombie, demon,
Look,
same
I
bull.
understand what you're
Same
saying, but that's
bull.
not even the
Oh,
same.
exactly.
That's
All
not
right,
even
why
the
do you like
same
it so much?
scenario.
Why do you like it so much?
I like Claymore so much because it is an interesting series. It's a good series. It's not even anything to do with the female leads. I mean, it could be any kind of character, but like the main character, Claire, is like an interesting character. First, you think she's the typical emotionally detached
Cold
person.
one.
Yeah, but
First
she
of all,
takes
you probably think she's one of the stronger ones. Too.
yeah, and that's another thing. You think she's strong? No, she is ranked number 54. Was it
No, it's 37.
30? She's way below there.
She's on the bottom of the list.
She's on the bottom of the total pole, but
Like-
she's still able to handle
Like, it's
herself.
so bad that if she went against a trainee, they could probably take her out. That's how
And-
weak she really is.
Anyways, but like she takes on after killing the first Yoma, the demons, she takes on the little boy Rocky, which shows the soft side to her. That's development right off the bat.
And as it progresses,
And like,
her soft side comes out more towards him.
you also get a good love story out of that. What is wrong with you, man? Like, I think it's really the woman thing that's
It
like.
has nothing to do with the
No,
women.
because
I
you
really
have
do
read
believe
series
that's
way
wrong
worse
with
than this. I mean, seriously, Bakubaga Gataris? Come on.
Right, you going to
come
talk about
on.
Claymore has
Hey,
no
come on.
plot? That has no
I
plot.
didn't say nothing about no plot.
Yes,
You said it couldn't hook you.
I
What
said it
hooked you in
couldn't hook me
Bakumaga
in the
Gatari?
first chapter.
What hooked you about Bakumaga Gatari?
Puns. That hooked me to
You're
That goes to
terrible.
show.
You're terrible. Now for the other half was Death Note.
Right. Which is a great series, actually.
I know.
Which is why I don't understand technically why they technically to me have nothing in common based
Death
on
Note.
the story.
Oh, okay. I'll tell you what they have in common. Death Note and Claymore have this in common.
Demons.
They're different. No. What? They're You were just about to make me say they're demons. Anyways, they're different because they're not the typical type of series you read every day. And that's why I picked them on this list because they were door openers for me. See, normally I'll be along the line of this guy reading the same crap over and over again.
Yeah, he doesn't like versatility. He doesn't like
You
Gundam. He
you
doesn't
don't
like futuristic
diverse
science
That's
stuff.
what's wrong
I have
with you.
some diversity.
You don't spread. What's wrong with you?
Anyway.
So what I'm saying, Claymore and Death Note both are different series. They're not the typical type of series. Claymore is in not just the female protagonist but also I'm drawing a blank here on the word I need to use, but it also in the way that the story moves along. In the matter that you're not following you're not following the strongest person. You're not following the most interesting personality person, though she is
not
interesting.
following the whole cheerful thing.
You're not
or,
following like the hero that will always prevail.
or
which
the
is
fact that she started out as this way and then ended up in a different kind of way. And
So
now
in
she's
some
a hero.
respects, you're saying it's sort of like Trapeze in how you follow Nana throughout the story.
No, because what you learned about Nana, you realized that he really was.
No, because
a
at the
leader.
end, Nana turns into somebody a little bit more
Yeah.
badass. But Claire, even though Claire grows, but she's not really. They never overblow her. That's what I'm trying to say.
I see.
At one point.
They do at
one
some highlights,
All
but
right.
only when it's fitting.
Like
and
so-
the same and
Like
Death
when she had
Note
to
is
face
similar.
abysmal ones and stuff.
Yeah, she should have died. Anyways, Death Note is similar, and
She did
in the
die
fact that
once.
it's different. Death Note is different because it's not an action series. It was a psychological series.
Yes.
True, and not
Because
a
it's called
psychological
Death Note.
horror series.
Yeah.
It kind of has its own.
No, it's more.
It's
It's
all about
it's an
death here.
engaging drama. is what-
Mystery. Drama mystery.
Because
Not really a mystery. We know who the bad guy is. I mean, we always knew who the
know.
bad guy was. Anyways,
it's the way it starts out. He's normal at one point, and then
he was
He
never normal.
just starts slipping.
He was never normal.
on the inside, he was never normal.
I don't think a guy that picks up a book that can kill people and first thought is, I'm going to save the world is normal. Because that's not where my mind goes through. I was like, this book kills people, I'm going to burn it so nobody could ever use it. That's my first
Instead,
thought.
he decides to use it. He just has to test it on people.
I would never test it. That's I would have either thrown it
That's
away
how
because
you
I
know
thought it
he's a
was
murderer.
bullshit, or I would have burned it if I thought it was real. Those are the only two things that would have ran through my mind.
What if you put it in water?
I don't know.
Like
Anything
throw it
that,
in the ocean and make it sink.
anyways,
Anyway.
that's my number 5. Your turn.
All right, my number 5 is actually Shaman King the manga. Now the anime, what? I like my donuts. Anyway,
Oh,
shut up.
you set yourself up for that one.
It's tasty. Grow up. We're on a podcast.
Oh, anyway.
All right.
What's my
So
donut
anyway,
thing?
Shaman King the manga. I like it for 2 reasons. First and foremost, it goes way beyond the crappy anime version. I'm just
It
gonna
does.
put that out right there.
You know what? Screw you.
What?
I enjoy the anime.
Have you read the manga?
Yeah. Screw you.
No.
I
You-
enjoy the anime.
You enjoyed that hollow ending, that shallow, weak ending.
You want to know why I still enjoy the anime?
Why?
Because it still gave me something. It still gave me good characters.
What it give you?
Good character. Yo
Aside
is an
from that.
interesting character.
He's
He
funny.
is an interesting
So
character.
is
He's
Len.
funny.
So is Morty.
I know. What's the problem here?
Morty get on my
That's
nerves.
what I'm
He don't
saying.
grow.
You hate the anime, but I don't
I
think
hate the
it's
anime.
I don't think it's deserving of hate. It is a little. It's below. Way. I'm not gonna say it's
Yeah.
on the level of the manga at
Right.
all. But like, it's not deserving of hate.
All right.
go on.
So why I like the what's it called? The manga
What's it called?
is just because of how much more it expands on the story. You get a lot more in depth with a bunch of different characters that aren't even featured.
Come on now. Whatever
In the
manga
anime.
does not expand on the story is not a manga.
it's not worth even talking about. So
Exactly.
Your point
and this is
invalid.
why it's on the list. I call my point invalid.
It's invalid.
But yes, it has a bunch of interesting abilities, interesting takes on weapons and whatnot, and interesting take on spirits that I've actually never seen before I read that series.
So you see spirits?
wait,
That is
what
not-
spirits are you talking about?
I'm talking about ghosts, like in Shaman King.
You've never seen ghosts before?
That's not what I mean. I'm talking about how they use them in
You
this
know, I'm
story.
really just fucking with you. Anyways,
Anyway, number 4.
number 4, another tie, because I like cheating with lists.
This is some BS.
Hey, I never told you couldn't put ties on the list. My tie now is Hellsing Ultimate and Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Pay attention to the last 2 words of that, Ultimate and Brotherhood. So I'm not talking about the originals here. And basically, you can already tell the reason why. First, we had Hellsing. An interesting story about a super strong vampire, which also, honestly, I didn't like first Hellsing. When I first read it, I was like, man, this is one overpowered motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like, geez, die already. So, but anyways, I was like, but it was still an interesting series, so I was cool with it. But Hellsing Ultimate came out, and I was like, this is still one overpowered motherfucker, but god damn is he a badass. I mean, and then like they were even able to create other characters that were, well, not on his level,
Anderson.
but really
Anderson.
He did not get enough spotlight in the anime
Yeah.
in the first installment. I mean, he did not get the attention he deserved, but in Hellsing Ultimate, they do it up. They do it right. That is, it is just bloody gore.
Bible thumping to the extreme.
It is awesome.
Bible thumping.
The best fights, Ceres versus the captain, Alucard versus Anderson,
Oh,
Walter
yeah.
versus Alucard. It was just like, oh my goodness, these fights were amazing. And then we have Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. Again, that's the second installment when they decided to go back and actually follow the damn manga
Yes.
like they should have done in the first place. But Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, like, this would be number 1. This would be number 1 if it. But the only thing I think that's holding it back is how long it is.
You mean how short it is?
Short, basically, how short it is. I'm not saying that it's short, not saying that it's long, but it's just if it was at a bigger length, then it would probably be number 1. Because Fullmetal Alchemist is a perfect series.
It is really.
It really is. Because there is not a plot hole.
No
There's
wasted characters.
There's no wasted, especially that. There is absolutely no wasted. What did you just say?
I asked you about fillers.
Fillers.
There's actually no.
There is
fillers
no
either.
fillers in Brotherhood.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Awesome.
This is what I'm saying. Fullmetal Alchemist Brothers is a perfect series.
Well, that's
From beginning to end, none of your time is wasted. 0 seconds. Like, not even a second of your time is wasted.
And
Right.
it's also, well, I'm not gonna say realistic, but it's not the kind of kiddie thing where you be like, oh, I'm gonna fight you, but you're not dead.
I mean, that's another thing I love
You gotta
about
die sometimes.
Full Alchemist Brotherhood is that ending was just spot on.
Yes, the story kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger until you were like, how did we get here?
And like the climax is perfect. The fight with Father, like
That was the
all
most badass fight I've ever seen.
I mean, I don't know what's
Personally-
stopping me from putting this on number 1. In fact, I'm really about to change my mind. This is number 1. I guess that spoils my list. Full Metal Alchemist Alchemist Brotherhood is number 1. I
The fact
I
that
just
they
spoiled
use
my
the
list.
7 deadly sins in this thing, like they make it into something real.
Like they turn the 7 deadly sins into people, sort of homunculus, and
Yeah.
like give them personalities. Just even outside of the basic, they could have just did the 7 deadly sins and just have
like,
lust,
I'm angry. I'm always angry.
just like, oh, I'm Raph, so I'm angry all the time.
And
I'm pride. I always have pride in myself.
I'm lust. I just whore around with everybody.
I'm greedy. And
No, Greed was greedy.
Greed was
Greed was
greedy,
bad,
but he was
vicious.
yes, he was awesome. He had more to him than just like in the hands of
He had
somebody.
respect. He had honor.
No,
he had.
gluttony. He was the literal gluttony. He was everything.
I know they took
He didn't just eat food. He ate everybody.
It's funny. They took the sins and like personified them in like a way that made sense. Like if you meet a greedy person, it's not just that they're greedy for the sake of being greedy. There's always more to it.
Yeah.
So that's why really, Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood number 1, Hellsing number 4. All right, what's your number 4?
All right, my number 4 is actually something he put on the low part of the list. Is Reborn. Why do I think
That's
this
really
series
high.
is good? It's because it grows. The series grows with you. Like when this series first came out, I was a kid myself, and so as you watch and read the manga, shut up. What?
Nothing. Go ahead.
Oh, that. Oh. Anyway, as you read this manga, you realize the series grows with you. Like, for starters, like you said, it starts out as a gag manga. It's not that interesting. It's kind of stupid, actually. But then I remember the first time in the entire series where I saw Reborn not smile. And at that moment, everything started growing up with you. As soon as, like, a few chapters after that, someone shoots themselves.
So you like the cool, calm character that don't smile? You like a Sasuke character, don't you?
No. Please don't. Please don't.
Already went there.
Please don't.
Anyways.
But yeah, the and as the story grows, true, the characters are still the same dumbasses they were before, but things get a crap load more serious until like the last what is it called, arc?
Yeah.
The last arc, they can tell that their readers are teenagers by this point, and you can actually enjoy what's going on and fully comprehend it.
Okay, so what you like about this is that it reminds you of yourself and how you grow in life.
Yeah, but
that's what I'm hearing.
But if that's the case, then it reminds you of yourself how you grow in life, and then like towards the end, turn back into a baby.
Well, no, it just started how it ended.
That's how life starts anyway, right?
You're in diapers, then you're not, then you're back in diapers again.
Oh man,
you're a baby twice in life.
Okay.
All right, but that's the reason why I like it. That's why it's my number 4.
All right, my number 3, just right now, just changed. At this very moment as we speak, my number 3 just changed because I just saw something that made it change.
What is it?
My number 3 now is Naruto. What? Why'd you go silent? What's wrong with you?
I wasn't even saying anything.
Okay. You just gave me that look. You just gave me that look.
I can't go silent if I'm not saying anything.
No, you just gave me that look though. Just like, anyways, I like Naruto because 2 reasons. Actually, just one reason. It's not the best series. It's not the funniest. Not even the most action-packed. But it is one of the few series that hasn't lost my attention.
That is true.
The thing is, most other series, One Piece, have these long moments of not filler, but yet just waste of time events that go on. Like, I mean, Naruto doesn't do that. When it's not a filler, what's going on is actually relevant. And from the very beginning to the end, you can tell that this story had like somebody that had a big plan in mind. Like, even stuff from the beginning that he was like, how does this connect later on? Like the whole Nine Tails Fox thing, I never expected the Jinchuriki thing out of that. I just thought it was just that one monster. But then later on you learn there's a buttload of them.
Right.
So, I don't really have much else to say. Just Naruto number 3.
I just question the relevance of the fillers.
Fillers? I don't count fillers. Fillers don't exist to me.
I know you don't count them. I just question the relevance to it. Like, you already know what you're going to say next. You know what you're going to do next. What the next part of the war is going to be about. What's the point?
They can't let the animation go farther than the manga. You know how many people will be pissed off of that?
You know what, Taya? I think that you wouldn't have a problem with fillers if you read the manga.
Oh.
Just because I don't read it now doesn't mean I won't. And just because I have a problem with fillers does not mean you have to come at me with the manga like that.
Anyways, your number 3.
Alright, my number 3 is Magi, the Labyrinth of Magic. Why? This is worlds above any other series that I put on this list. Just because of how... Yeah, of course. This is an extremely intelligent, action-packed series.
You know what? Right? Before you continue, let me just say, my number 2 is going to be Magi. Since I already spoiled my number 1, I'm kind of done.
Yeah.
So my number 2 is going to be Magi, so we can just talk about this together.
Right.
Anyway, Magi is just...
wonderful.
Amazing.
Yes.
Like, it grabbed my attention faster than any other series has ever done before.
Wait, we should elaborate. Magi, the manga.
We're not talking about that then. That doesn't exist. It doesn't exist, so we're not going to talk about it. We're talking about Magi. There's only one Magi. That's the manga. I never heard of anything else. What are you talking about? Anyways, so it's just like, it grabbed my attention faster than any other series I've ever done before. And it's like so intelligent, actually. Really, like,
okay, there's this part with this guy who rules this country. Mogomet, thank you. So yes, he rules this country, and he's trying to convince people who are coming into it to side with him. And when you first read this part in the manga, you're like, this guy's not going to get me to believe anything. This is just going to be some sort of BS story. But as you listen to him, you believe what he's saying makes sense.
I was like,
You believe he's a good guy for all this, though.
he actually is a good guy.
You know, he's a good guy based on how you know him back with his past. You understand why he acts this way. But
It's like,
unfair.
there's really no, I can't come up with a good argument against him, is what I'm trying to say. Because if I was about to go in, I would be like, hey, man, you're treating those people like trash. What's wrong with you? And then he tells me a story. I'd be like, damn, continue? I'm sorry I spoke up. I'm gonna leave.
No, I see where you're coming from, but at the same time, he's still being unfair to the way he treats them. Like, it's understandable that they don't deserve to live in the good part of the world based on how they treated you.
I mean,
but for you to just treat them like livestock and not even see them as human beings.
but like the way we're saying it now, you're probably going like, how is that forgivable? But like the way he does it makes
like,
sense.
it's not that he hates people, it's that he loves his own people too much. And that's what it comes down to.
He does not see normal people without powers as humans.
And yeah, exactly. Like he literally does not see him as
doesn't.
human. Like if you look, they did a whole chapter through his perspective, and like he literally did not see these people as humans.
He saw them as blobs.
Either they were blobs, roaches, or
one person
animals.
was a cat.
Yeah, one person was a cat.
He kicked a child.
He really did.
And I understand why.
Because you're an evil person who doesn't like children.
No.
I
know he is. He's a terrible person. But even I understood. I was like, you know, that's a terrible thing you did. But if I was standing next to you, I wouldn't have said shit. I wouldn't have even blinked at that. I'd have been like, kick that shit again. Fuck that kid.
And it's
not.
not.
It's the child that got the meat on. The child did nothing wrong. The child does not deserve to be kicked.
And
no,
it's not.
It deserved to be kicked.
No, she didn't.
I mean, no, it didn't deserve to be kicked, but like you understand why it got kicked.
And
I
it's
mean,
not.
I'm calling it an
why.
it. I'm calling it an it. That's how good this guy is.
But
No,
even then, it's
she
not
did not
just
deserve
Mogamet. It's the other character.
Yeah, I mean, we're focusing so much on this guy. It's every.
Yes, there's this character. I forget her name. Ren's mother.
I forgot
The
her name.
evil chick.
Yes,
She's but like she is deliciously evil. Like I don't
Based on the way she looked.
kinky.
no. I mean like she is like the evil.
See, now you know they're both perverts.
No. I'm just saying she's the evil you gotta see to believe. Like, what is wrong with you, woman? Like,
Yes.
She's the evil that when you look at her, you may let your guard down, and the second you do, you die.
and the reveal that she was an evil person was
Yes, for
fucking
real.
fantastic. I was like, wow.
I mean,
thought
if
she was
this
bad at
was
first.
your mother, you would piss yourself. I mean,
If this was your mother, you would never do anything wrong again.
I
You
mean-
get straight A's. You come to school early.
Oh no, man! I'd have ran away from home a long time ago.
She would have caught your ass the second you left the
I
door.
would have lived in an underground city all by myself, going like, man, I ain't going home.
and guys,
I
these
bet you
aren't
anything
even
once you become brave.
These aren't even the main characters. These are
Aladdin.
Aladdin, Alibaba, Morgiana. These are the main characters.
Yes.
And Morgiana is my favorite female
She's
character of
my
all
favorite
time.
ever.
Yeah, of all time. She is.
Strongest woman you'll ever see in your life.
And
See?
she's not even at her best yet. She's still a teenager. She has so much
Yeah,
time
and
left
they
to develop.
say that. They say like she's a teenager, so she's not even at her close to her best
Right.
yet.
She's a pure finalist. In
I
this
mean,
thing.
she is.
Pure blood.
She is great. Alibaba is like the most human character I've probably ever read about.
Right.
Because of his,
He has realistic flaws,
and he always notices his realistic flaws.
Yes.
I mean, we could just do a whole nother thing about on Magi alone. So,
But yeah, we're gonna.
No, at least talk about Aladdin a little bit.
I mean, Aladdin is a good kid. He's like,
Aladdin's a pervert.
There's nothing wrong with that.
He's 10 years old,
he's
and
a-
every time he sees a new woman, he squeezes her chest and call her
he's
big
10.
sister.
He's kid. It's forgivable.
And
But when he sees another girl who doesn't have a chest that's as big, you're not a girl, you're a boy.
But I do. You could compare Aladdin to Aang from Avatar.
You
Young, yeah, young,
Young
but,
but
wise
powerful.
and
Wise?
powerful and wise. Because
Yep,
if
he is
you
wise.
watch Avatar, you know
Right.
Aang says a lot of wise things. He's
That's
very
That's
insightful.
he's
for
102. He's 112 years old. Come on now.
Anyway, so yeah, and so the same thing for Aladdin. He says a lot of insightful
Yeah.
things too. So we
Especially
But
Alibaba.
it seems like he doesn't
you know.
even notice how deep what he says is.
He doesn't. He knows nothing
He's a
about
kid,
the
but like-
world at the time, and all of a sudden he knows everything.
he know like he just gained like a lot of knowledge and like he's processing
During
it
one
very
fight.
well.
Yeah.
He's doing it very well for what he does, what he has.
But yeah,
So, anyways, that was my number 2, and your
Alright.
number 3. And
Yeah.
since I already said my number one, the rest of the list is
Alright.
up to you.
So yeah, my number 2 is Full Metal Panic.
I will smack your families.
I'm playing. All right, my number 2 is actually Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood 2. Now, why? I'll admit, it is not as smart of a series as Magi. Though it is smart, it's not as smart as Magi. So why do I like it? It's just because as a shonen, I think it does better when it comes to action.
Does pretty well.
Yeah, because every fight scene is unique. You don't get repeated moves or techniques over and over again. You get something new and interesting each time, but it's all the same ability.
True. But then why is it above Magi on your list then?
Why is it above Magi? Because I feel that as a shonen, it follows the rules more closely.
Oh, you're...
I think
Wait,
there's
are
only
you-
one repeated thing it does. It would have to be when Aang has to kind
Aang?
of level. I said Aang.
Yes, you did.
Yeah. When Ed has to level up his automail. That's about the only thing that I think is ever repeated.
but it's not more. That's more of a running joke than it is actually anything
Yeah.
serious.
When we
But
had a little sword.
so, anyways, what you just said is because Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood is more shonen. You put it above Magi.
Yeah, because it's more action. There's more actual things going on in the story. Both
That'll
count
be
as
a-
shonen.
I know, but that would be a reason why I would put Magi above. Anything that breaks the mold and is unique and good at the same time is usually I really would put
But he's
above.
the kind of person that can't come out the comfort zone. So.
Yeah, you really are, man.
No.
Even on my list, Brotherhood is above Magi, but at the same time, it's for a different reason. I just find Brotherhood to be a perfect series.
Yeah, it's a good one. And now my number 1 series, both of y'all shut up,
I
is
swear.
One Piece.
Now,
let me explain in this one simple reason. Everything
is big.
is no. That was Toriko. Is shut up. Everything is epic. Every fight
Big.
No, it's everything
No.
really is food.
Everything in Toriko is big.
No, everything
Everything
is
in
food.
this is epic.
Everything.
Yes. You get backgrounds in how many other series do random background characters that only appear once actually get realistic names, unique abilities?
Magi.
No, not even in Magi.
Yeah, they do.
No.
Morgana wasn't originally a main character. She was just a random slave.
No, I'm talking about
No.
I'm talking about basic of background characters. Yeah, they
It's
do.
not just background characters though.
I know.
you get-
I understand what you're saying. I'm
you
just
get-
trying to prove you wrong.
Like you get what's it called? How do I put this? Extremely awesome fights. Like I would say Dragon Ball Z scale without energy blast. Is how I would put
I'd
it.
like to see Luffy blow up a galaxy.
Hey.
Luffy couldn't even break the world.
I'm not getting into these crossovers that I'm ashamed to say I've seen, but
Be very ashamed, because in them you'd be wrong.
Come on now, what did you
Yes.
expect?
I mean,
Toriko fights with a fork and a knife. Now you compare him to Luffy and Goku? For shame.
yeah. But I think as a series, it is beyond wonderful. Everything's attractive. Everything's crapload of stuff based on mythology. You have humans, you have giants, you have mermaids, you have a bunch of different
Transvestites.
They have a transvestite world.
Cross-dressers.
No, they are transvestites.
Transvestites.
They even-
Cross.
They
They
themselves
call themselves transvestites.
There is
They
no
have their own-
different word.
They have a transvestite world.
Cross-dressers.
Transvestites, man.
Look, I'm just saying it's a great series in more reasons than I can even explain. That is all I'm saying.
Whoa.
Basically, you're saying you don't have a reason, you just like it.
No. I gave my reasons.
It's epic.
And so, yeah, that's our top 10. So, do you have anything else to say?
Nope. I just want to say this real quick that everything you said was wrong.
Screw you.
My list is correct.
So what
Your
about-
list
what
sucks.
about Manga and
Oh, Brotherhood? The
Yeah.
argument with that? That's a whole
Those are
other
both-
situation.
they're still on the list though. So the whole
I
thing's
know,
not
but-
wrong.
I'm just saying, but
Yeah.
in their order, I may have to Actually, no. The only thing holding Magi back may be a couple of chapters. In like a few chapters, Magi could probably surpass Brotherhood to me.
I don't know. But,
I think
yeah,
that's too
so,
much.
Yeah, well, that's it. I'm Tay.
and I'm Tay.
I'm Taya.
And this was Time Off with...
Hey, And we just reviewed our top 10 favorite manga/anime.
Don't step on my lines.